Hello and welcome. Today we are going to go ahead and take a look at the Nova Battlecruiser. So, when I was going through and coming up with designations for ships, I decided that corvettes would be primarily Class A and very short range combat ships, while frigates were the long distance scout ships at Class A. Then similar thing with destroyers, being short range versus cruisers long range. Then I started looking and decided that battleships would really be more the Class M ships. These are not things that you can go ahead and build in the base game without mods, but if you run across, say, the Ecliptic Battleship Camulus, that would be a Class M ship. Or, as I put it, a battleship. So that left me in the battle cruisers category as my Class C vessels that are very combat focused. Class C ships can go ahead and do more than just focus on combat, but if the primary purpose of the ship is combat and not like hauling stuff with combat as a secondary, that is your battle cruiser. So the next thing that I looked at is what are my requirements for these ships. So I still want the 27 light year jump range. I still want about 400 fuel and a minimum of, say, 1,000 or so cargo, preferably more. But I also want to have an armory, an infirmary, be able to sleep a crew of 8, and ideally I also wanted to have a crew capacity of 8 or more. So the Nova Battlecruiser fits all of those requirements and more, and it is built entirely out of parts from Nova Galactic here on New Homestead. So you can come to New Homestead, pick up what you need, and you don't need to go anywhere else. Additionally, you do not need any mods to build this ship, but you will need to have the ship flip glitch enabled. So enough talking about it. Let's go ahead and hop on in, take a tour, and then we will see how it's built, and then take it out for a spin. So, as is my preference, the very first thing that you get when you walk in is going to be the armory. Now, I will note that there is a companionway behind this, but for some reason the game decided not to go ahead and put a door there. It would be something I would fix with the Place Doors Yourself mod. So we have the armory, and then forward of the armory we have the Nova Galactic control room, or control station, I should say. Fun note about the Nova Galactic control station: it does actually have a galley right over here. Then we enter into the Cabot Bridge, which gives us the stairs going on up. Coming back out of the Cabot Bridge, we enter into the Nova Galactic Battle Station's HAB. Got a nice big navigation console over here. And then right over here, we have the infirmary, in case anybody is injured. Coming back, we enter into the Nova Galactic Captain's Quarters. And I just kind of imagine in my head that there's actually like a door or something that would slide down over here. So that way the captain has his own little private room while we still have access to the rest of the ship through this little hallway. Then we get to here. So again, I will note that there is actually a companionway right through here, but for some reason, yeah. Anyways, so moving on to this side of the ship, we enter into the Nova Galactic 2x2 living quarters. So this does go ahead and give us the pool table, another little galley, coffee. Right over here we've got a bathroom, and then we've got two beds. We've got a door right here, and this is leading back into the Nova Galactic 2x2 living quarters. So that is 5 beds on the ship so far. Over here we've got a nice little relaxation area, and then the ladder coming down into a Nova Galactic all-in-one B, which gives us another 3 beds. And that is going to go ahead and put us at 8 beds so far. Coming on over to the other side of the ship, we enter into the Nova Galactic 2x2 all-in-one. So this does have a cooking station here if you wanted to use it. Bathroom right over here. A little storage area. A nice little relaxing area over here. And then another area that has 2 more beds. Coming on over here, the storage area has been renovated, and this is now entrance into another Nova Galactic living quarter. And then down the ladder, a Nova Galactic all-in-one B. So right now we are up to 15 beds on this ship. Then, as mentioned, here is our companionway. We've got the docker right up above us, and then ladder coming down. And as mentioned, if this was being built how I wanted it to, there would be a door right there that leads into the armory. Again, play stores yourself mod. Coming back though, we enter into the Nova Galactic 2x2 mess hall. So we've got plenty of cold storage, the primary cooking station, a secondary little galley, a porthole out the back, and then some more crew relaxation areas. Finally, the ladder continues going down into the possibly extraneous, but I like to have them anyways, Nova Galactic 3x3 cargo hall. Fun note about this one, this is the only 3x3 that has a bathroom in it. So that is the full tour of the ship, and now we just need to go ahead and get out. So, big thing that I will note here is if you are using this ship, you might come back here to the captain's quarters to sleep, but otherwise you're not really going to need to go ahead and go further into the back half of the ship during normal gameplay. So let's go ahead and take a look at how this is built and what the stats are.
Got anything you need to offload? Okay, no problem.
Alright, so step one, we're going to go ahead and get our colors. And while I do that, you can take a look on the bottom for the stats of the ship. And you can see before skills, we've got a little over 3,000 cargo. We still maintain 81 mobility, but we are using the Class C engine, so we do only have 130 top speed. So, now that we've taken a look at it a little bit more, let's go ahead, select everything, and delete it. So, how do we build this ship? Well, it's Nova Galactic, so we're going to start with the NG6 landing bay. And then we'll go ahead and grab that armory. And then we will go ahead and grab the control station. And then we will go ahead and grab our cockpit. Then we're going to come on back here, and we are going to go ahead and grab our companionway. We will go ahead and grab another companionway. Right over here, we will go ahead and grab the 2x2 battle stations. You can put this on either side that you want, but I chose to put it on this side in the tour. We will go ahead and grab our infirmary. And then we will go ahead and grab our captain's quarters. And then we will go ahead and grab our all-in-one. And then we will grab our living quarters. Next, we will go ahead and grab our 2x1 living quarters. And then we will go ahead and grab our all-in-one Bs. Then, off the bottom right here, we will go ahead and grab our cargo hull 3x3. Then off the back of this little piece here, we will go ahead and grab do the cargo hull 2x3 and then convert that to the mess hull. So, as you can see, there's a distinct possibility for some sort of maze action to be going on over here, which, well, yeah, that happened. But I did need to get some sort of raising up here for being able to fit the docker. If you wanted to, you could very easily go ahead and remove this companionway and put the docker right here over the captain's quarters instead. And if you were to do that, then you would guarantee that there's be the door off the back of the armory to this companionway, which would then lead to the mess hall and the cargo hall. And then there'd be doors coming off of the captain's quarters into the living quarters and the all-in-one. It's just there's also the possibility that the game would decide to say, go ahead and put a ladder up from the armory into the captain's quarters and not connect right here. So you just need to mess around with this until it decides to work how you want it to. Alrighty, enough complaining. Let's go ahead and start looking at our engines. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate these all-in-ones down. And then I'm going to scroll on down until I get to my Supernova 2200s. I'm going to place these so that they are sticking down below. And then I'm going to duplicate them. Cancel. And then it moves up. So these Supernova engines stick just above and just below the two habs, which means that you need to duplication glitch them to get them to fit with anything above or below them. Yes, it is mildly annoying. Alright, now that those are in place, I'll just stick two more on back here. And then we will go ahead and grab that docker right here that I was talking about. Alright, docker in place. Now let's go ahead and grab our reactor. So this is a Battlecruiser, which means that it is a Class C ship. And so we're going to grab that SF-40 sheared flow reactor for our 40 power. If you are purchasing things from Nova Galactic, the only one that produces 40 power is the SF-40, unless you have mods. So that's one we're going with. Behind that, we are going to go ahead and place our grav drive. And for this 6, we are using the RD3000 beta grav drive. This is giving us a grand total of 36 grav jump thrust. Now, one of the things I'm going to note here is that if you wanted to, you could go ahead and move this reactor to right here. It's not going to affect anything, but if you like this placement more than this one, go for it. Alright, next up, let's go ahead and delete these bonus ones, and we're going to stick on our landing gear. So I have the NG20 landing gear, and I have 2 of them underneath each of these and in front of the Supernova engine. Next, I went ahead and grabbed a Nova cowling and flip it into place there. This is optional. I just like this look a little bit more. Next, let's come back here, grab a Nova cowling, the 1 long. Then we'll grab the Nova cowling 2 long. We're going to flip that into place over the reactor. We're not going to put one on bottom. There was no real need for it, but I did like the more continuous look there. Then let's go ahead and take 2 more, and then a long version. Then right here, we will go ahead and grab a front and a back. And then we will copy the Nova cowling and place it right here, leading on up into the engine. Alrighty. Next, let's go ahead and grab our cargo. So for this ship, I am running 2 Galleon S204s, and they are inserted right here on either side of the captain's quarters. That gives us one long continuous piece right there. Next, let's go ahead and look at fuel. So for this ship, I am running 2 500T HE3 tanks. And if we look right here, you can see that there is a nice little gap that they fit in between the cargo hull and the living quarters, or the cargo hull and the all-in-one. Alrighty. And it's complaining that my Docker module needs to be on the outside of my ship. Oh boy. Time to go and mess with this again. There! The Docker module is definitely on the outside of the ship now. Moving on. Slap that porthole on. Okay, over here, I'm going to go ahead and grab a Nova cowling. And then Nova cowling. Nope. Copy the cowling. And basically that is the top of the ship. Let's go ahead really quick and grab our shield. Now, since I am a Class C ship, the best shield you can get is the Assurance SG-1800. We're just going to place this on top somewhere. Let's move that out of the way really quick. Move the shield here, and then flip. There we go. Now it's nice and hidden. Don't even know it's there. Alrighty. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to just add some structural elements down here to kind of fill this area out. So we'll start by going ahead and placing some Nova cowlings there. And some more over there. And copy that on over there. And, oh, that's what I did. That doesn't look quite right. There we go. Alright. Braking engines in place. And that looks like everything barring the weapons. So, just take another quick look at it, see if there's anything that looks off, and not really. So, let's go ahead and start adding the weapons. Now, for this ship, I decided to just go all in on the Class C weaponry, because why not? So I'm using 4 Disruptor 3340A Auto Alpha turrets, 4 PBO 300 Auto Alpha turrets, and then 4 PBO 300 Auto Alpha beams. And you can basically just place these wherever you want and however you want. So, now that all of our weapons are here, looks like I have some extraneous structural elements somewhere. And yep, that was probably it. But you know what? I like it with those on, so we'll just make that small modification. Moving on, let's go ahead and place our PBO 300s. There we go. And then PBO 300 Auto Alpha turrets. And then the Disruptor 3340As. And I am playing on extreme difficulty, so I just go ahead and put all of my weapons facing forwards, so that way I can get maximum damage on target. Alrighty. So let's go ahead now and paint our ship. And then we need to assign our weapons. There we go. So, as I said, the only change between what you initially saw and this is I clipped on some Nova Battlecruisers here. Completely unnecessary thing, but I just like that look to smooth that out a little bit more. So, ship built, let's go ahead and take it out for a spin. Alrighty. Lower the power to our engines. And then pop on out here to Serpentis. Alright, and this is all on extreme difficulty. Let's see if anybody shows up. Looking like the answer is no. So let's come check out some hostile activity. Looks like I've got 3 targets available. Alright, well, we'll hit this dirge too. Alright, and there we go. And as you can see, when you go ahead and have turrets, you don't really need to go ahead and worry too much about actually aiming at your opponent. But if you let them just kind of hang out at long distances, the turrets are not very accurate. So let's now go ahead and check out that other hostile activity. Looks like another 3 ships. Alright. There we go. Don't see more ship parts. Oh well. Let's go ahead and see if the Curse of Serpentis 2 remains, and whether or not we can get an engagement over it. The orbits are still a mess. But maybe I just need to pick up the loot from this random dirge. Who knows? But it's not looking like anybody's going to show up to party here. So let's go ahead and head on over to Serpentis 3. And we have some list colonists. Of course colonists are in distress. You came to Serpentis. What did you think was going to happen? And that was over fast. But I think I'm kind of running out of time here, so if you've watched all the way to the end, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one.